This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Ischia Farm. At least that is what Google Translate has told me, or at least that's what it sounds like Google Translate is telling me the name of the map is. This is an Italian map, and this is a rather interesting one to say the least. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the Ingame Mod Hub, and this map is available for all platforms. Now, when you go ahead and download this map, there are 4 additional required mods that you want to make sure you download with this map. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the map page here on the Ingame Mod Hub. You can see those. So here we have the Ingame Mod Hub page up for the map, and you'll see that we have 4 mods right here that are listed as required. Be sure to go ahead and download those and also place those into your mod folder. That way you'll be sure to have those activated when you fire up this as a new save game. So what makes this map interesting? Well, this map includes 2 new crops that we really haven't seen on other maps, and that is red and white grapes. And in fact, 2 of the 4 required mods are for harvesting and transporting those red and white grapes. Now, there is also a seasons geo for this map that was released, so if you want to play with this map and use seasons, I highly recommend that you use that particular geo, because that geo is going to be prepared for these added crops of red and white grapes. There is also alfalfa available on the map. Let's go ahead and load this map on in. Let's make sure that we have these additional mods selected so we can talk about those. I did load this map up with straw harvest and seasons. There was no issue with that, so that's good to know. So here we have the braud 9000L. That is one of the additional mods that is required, as is the DRL 140N trailer. We also have the grain silo system as a required mod. The map, of course. And then the self-marketing mod is also listed as being required. Go ahead and pull up the log as the map loads in. We are loading this map in on new farmer mode. I did load this map up in farm manager mode and in farm manager. The farm, as you see it here, is barren. So there is no equipment. There are no buildings here if you load this map up in farm manager mode. So we are here in new farmer mode. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. Zoom on out. So basically the playable area of the map is down here. Probably, I guess, the lower half of the map is playable area. There's a big chunk of forested area up here, and then unplayable land of that. You can see we have all of our standard crops here available to us on the map, as well as alfalfa, red and white grapes. So our red grapes are to the north of us in this area right here. Our white grapes are over here to the west. And also of interest, this area here by the sawmill is populated out with poplar. We're going to take a look at that here in a little bit. Let's take a look at the lands. You'll see that we start out by owning the main farm here, which is $201,000, as well as fields 7, 8, and 9, which is an additional $203,000. Land is not cheap here on the map. Field 30 is $411,000. Large forest chunk is $527,000. Next to it is $690,000. This area here, which includes the poplar field, is $380,000. is a biogas plant available to purchase for $124,000. Grape field is 418 for the red grapes, and for the white grapes, $101. Take a look at the prices screen. You see we have one main sell point on the map that is going to accept our standard crops, and then we have a few random sell points that are going to accept kind of pick and choose which crops. So the ranch, for example, is going to take oats, and then hay, I guess. Then we have alfalfa. Then here we have our red grapes, and we have our white grapes. And then I'm thinking this is possibly compost. Not really sure what that is. And I really wish the game would put words under these pictures. It would help out a ton. Got 3 sell points for our milk, 3 sell points for our eggs, and these are the sell points that are part of the self-marketing mod. So if you don't activate those, then you're probably not going to see these 3 sell points when you load up the map. Start out with a decent list of starting equipment, given the fact that we own just 3 fields. All of it is owned, none of it is leased. Are no animal pens that we own at the start, and also no animals as a result. And then we have contracts also available to us on the map. Take a look at our starting equipment. We start with the Fendt Favorite 515C and the Fiat 1300 DT. So both of our tractors are 150 horsepower. We have the New Holland TX32 Harvester, AgriLiner HKD 302 trailer. We have the TX32 grain header. Then we have the Agrimaz POH5 plow, Rab MKE 300 power harrow, Amazon D8 30 seeder. We have the front loader arms, our header trailer, large grain silo, shed, and farmhouse, also owned at the start. Now let's talk about the added mods. So under harvesters, we have Braud, New Holland. This is the grape harvester, kind of a very interesting looking contraption. So this is going to be needed if you wish to harvest the grapes. There are a couple different configuration options on this. And then under trailers, we're going to have the DRL 140N trailer. This is for red grapes and white grapes. Now it does look like some of our other trailers are configured to also transport those products. And what this does is basically it's a side tip, not necessarily a dump trailer. It side tips. Choice of main color, stainless or galvanized. Rim color. And then we can pick to dump to the left or the right. And if you pay attention here, see the only difference is the pin on the hinge right here. See the holes? Holes there. If we dump to the left, now that's filled with pins. Then there's holes on this side. When the hydraulic ram lifts, basically it's going to hinge on either the left or the right side. If we go to placeables, under silos, we have the large grain silo complex. And then under miscellaneous, we have then the self-marketing mod. Under miscellaneous area. And if we take a look here at the rest of the placeables, you're going to see that pretty much we have standard stuff. We do have a placeable barrier that we can put down. We have our shed here at the main farm we can put down. Then, of course, we have farmhouse. There isn't really much to look at here at the main farm. Got a very quiet shed door there. We have our farm silo. We have our farm equipment in the middle. And then our, here on the other side, then our farmhouse is up here on the hill. We apparently have gravel for our inside floor. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get set up for a bit of a fly around. Take a look at the map from above, and then we'll come back to the shop, get our Mahindra, and do a bit of a drive over. I have to say, when I was getting set up to do the flyover, I was just needing to check the game sound, because walking around, I mean, it was just dead silent, and I was like, is it maybe that I'm just have the volume off? No, I do have game volume. Take a look at the PDA here. We're now facing south, and we've got just a big, nice, long row of fields. Here are the 3 fields that we start with. 9, 8, and then the short field here is 7. Town down here, and then the port. And the port is the main selling area for the map. We're going to kind of have one-off selling points scattered around. Farmland here is fairly flat. Down here by the coast, starts to get a little bit hillier as we move further and further up the map. Here you can see the cow-skinned shed. This is one of those self-marketing sell points. They're typically going to be buying your milk and eggs. Down here at the beach, there is a vending machine freighted up. Walk up here to it. See, we can left click. Unwrap it. Now we can unwrap it. Now we can sell products here. Take a look here at the screen. We're now at one of these 2. They buy eggs and they buy milk. Got our sawmill. Then again, our large field of rows of poplar. North of that, we have the forest. We have another sell point up here, a sawmill point. We have the BGA. 3 bunkers, 3 3-sided bunkers, our digester and our digestate pipe. Got root crop sell point there for sugar beets and potatoes. We have our animal dealer and a few other sell points. Oats, hay, straw, and grass, apparently. And this is going to be a 5.4 bales. And then here is kind of the star of the map, if you will. This is our red grape field. personally not a giant fan of how these grapes look. But hey, you know, this is the first time that we've seen grapes on a map, so hey, they get cut a little slack for them, right? We have more red grapes over here. This is going to be our grape sell point at the cellar. We also have a sell point at the green grocer. And if we make our way over here to the white grapes, and we're not really going to demonstrate using the harvester. The way it would work is you would drive the harvester between these. So basically, center of the harvester went down the middle of the rows, and then it would harvest the grapes, put them in the the containers on either side of the harvester, and then you would dump those into the trailer. Then you would take it to the sell point and obviously tip the trailer to the side and unload in the sell point. Now, something of note is I was looking at how do you plant grapes. So it looks like you don't. So either a way of planting grapes is coming in another mod that maybe wasn't ready for the map release. But if you ever want to do grapes, do not plow up this field. Not cultivate this field or the other fields. Because at this point in time, there does not appear to be a way to put grapes back in the map. Can't make more grape fields than what already exist. So what I was looking at is how do we plant things? How do we seed things? Well, we have a sugar cane planter that doesn't do grapes, not being configured for grapes. We have potato planters, right? They're not configured for grapes. We have seeders. Okay, they're not configured for grapes. We have planters. They're once again also not configured for grapes. If we go to miscellaneous, there's nothing here with respect to planting grapes. So as best I can tell, grapes have been set up to regrow in the map without having to be planted. So similar to poplar, similar to grass, basically harvest many. So if you want to ever do grapes, do not basically plow up this land till, at the very least, someone comes out with a way to plant grapes. We're going to go ahead and kind of jump over here to the shop. And at that point, we're going to get our Mahindra and do the drive around. Right, here we are at the shop. Go ahead and get our Mahindra. Then inside here, we've got shop trigger. And we have kind of high up, hope you're tall, pair, customize, and sell trigger. Not seeing any trigger markers as to where that is. So let's look. That is also high up. So hope that that's tall enough to catch everything, including the smallest items that you might want to sell. I suspect there is going to be an update to the map that is then going to lower that down. At any rate, go ahead and get in our Mahindra. Lovely beaches, umbrellas, chairs all out. Folks walking around. Let's take a look here and try to plan out where we might want to go. Well, let's go north and kind of make our way around the map and finish back here at the port. Why don't we do that? So down here, just south of the shop, we do have one of our fuel areas, Virgo petrol station. And here we have our root crop cell point. That appears to be the placeable gate that we can put down. And typically there's going to be a dump station on this particular cell point around back. Our way around and then out. There is compost now. Looks like the fact that this is a white icon. White icons are usually representative of buy points, but where we would be buying compost at here. So we can buy compost here. Okay. And let's just check. Is there a sell point for compost? There is. There's a sell point down at the port. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in here. And then when we get down to the port, we'll see if we can sell it. That might very well be what that mystery icon was. Compost. Oh my, it looks like the poor trees have been wind beaten. Kinda leaning. We've kind of already seen the little concession vending machine sell point over there at the beach. We saw kind of this self-marketing sell point for eggs and milk. Poplar. And this appears to be just a sell point for wood chips. So the map authors have basically segmented out the sell point for wood chips and the logs to two different areas. So right here by the big poplar field is the area to sell wood chips. Then back here into the forest is the log cell point. See if this doesn't look like this isn't going to take us back to the log cell point. We should have stayed on the road. I'm rock crawling. This is snow running. No, I don't think the little Mahindra would get very far. We have our log cell point. Like some of a fairly decent forest layout. Complete with AI traffic up here into the forest roads. Nice to see. Here we've got the BGA, gestate, or digester, and then 3 fairly large bunkers here, custom silage bunkers. Trigger for that one, trigger for that one, and our third trigger. Go ahead and take this little narrow path up this hill. And it looks like that's going to take us to the animal dealer and then that bale cell point and cell point for oats, hay, straw, and grass. I don't know if you want to be bringing a big bale trailer stacked high on this incline. Definitely be wishing you had a winch to right your trailer back over. So right around here, I guess, we've got our animal trigger for horses. That is interesting. This is just a horse buy point. Typically, when you go to these animal dealers, you're going to be able to buy all of the animals, even if the animal dealer has been configured to really only sell one particular animal type. And basically you have to bring a trailer in order to experience that limitation. This map has only horses. I guess if you want to do any other animal other than horses, you're going to have to buy the animals at the horse placeable, or at the animal placeable, sorry. Here we have the sell point for straw, hay, grass, and oats. And I believe this, based on this sign, is a sell point for bales. Seeing a fair bit of floaty objects on the map also, so that'll get fixed in an update. Here we are coming around to our red grapes. Again, not a huge fan of the grape itself. Kind of a little bit too D-ish. But again, they get a bit of a pass by being the first map that I know of that includes harvestable grapes. We have our cellar sell point for grapes. Actually, let's go ahead and go down to the port at this point, and then we'll conclude over at the other animal dealer. Okay, so I didn't realize that there were two animal dealers. Everything I said about there only being horses on the map might be wrong. We'll just have to see when we get down there. That's kind of a rough field. Might have some hard time planting. Harvesting that. Really rolling field. Typically when you go to an animal area just by yourself, you activate the trigger, you're going to see all of the animals. Even if the animal area has been configured to only do, let's say, pigs. But if you bring a trailer to that area, you'll only be offered pigs. But when we were walking there, we were only offered horses. Just need to see if we're only offered horses when we get to the other area. The town seems to be done fairly well. I like the town. Parking lot, I guess, for the port. Main entrance for trucks and stuff further down. Here we have the dump station for the port. Whoa, that is rough. That really should be sunk down in the ground a bit more. And there we go, we are indeed selling compost. Do a little in-cab driving and head on west down the coast. Actually, I want to go back to the main farm. I want to see if I would doubt, but I do want to see if by chance silo at the farm would support storing grapes. Kind of doubt it would. This is the road I need to take. Wheat, barley, oat, canola, sunflower, soybean, corn, all of your standard crops. Comes our traffic out of the forest. Nice little playground here. Nice little scenic attribute. Another big beach area over here. Another petrol station. And by the looks of it, another vending machine. Probably down here at the beach. Boxed up. So here we have the greengrocer. Oh, this is rough. The other sell point for our grapes. Again, I think these sell points need to be lowered a bit. They are kind of rough to drive over. And once again, down here on the beach, we have vending machine for the selling of milk and eggs. Walk on the beach. Appropriately. I didn't see any signs say don't drive on the beach. This is what I call fun. Don't suggest driving off the edge of the water. Call the police. Guy driving between the rows of beach umbrellas. Get out of here before the police show up. So here we have the field of white grapes. Not as big of a field of white grapes. And then the animal dealer, another animal dealer, and a few other sell points. You have the barn, spinnery, animal dealer. So we have hay, straw, grass, silage on the right, wool and cotton right here, and then the final animal dealer sell point, or not sell point, but buy point, and that's been configured for pigs, sheep, cows, and horses. So interesting. Interesting. Go back up here. This is a no. This is a sell point. For a minute I was thinking, well, maybe this is a horse pasture. No. It is a horse sell point because, see, it says you don't have an animal pen for this type of animal. This up here is set for just horses, whereas this one down here is standard, if you will. Lets us buy all the animals. So strike that comment earlier about only horses on the map from the record. That was an errant statement. Guys, that is Ischia Farm. I hope I pronounced that right again. That is, again, available over at the Ingame Mod Hub for all platforms. If you download this map, be sure to get the 4 required mods that are part of the map that are going to include the way to harvest these grapes, transport the grapes, the self-marketing, and the grain silo system that is at the main farm. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the map? What do you think of the ability to do grapes? Should Giants add grapes, maybe for a DLC or the next version? Until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.